John, you know how I feel about you. It's a great pleasure to present you with this gift as a token of our wishes, everyone that's in this room. You will truly be missed. You know that. You have been a colleague, my boss, but most of all my friend. And you know I will truly miss you. From the bottom of my heart, you know I love you. And your last check is here.
My last check.
I gave him his last check.
What about the book?
I got all excited.
And you get the microphone.
Where's the book, Sue?
I didn't sign. Is this it?
Oh, John, your book's out
Wait,
front.
I didn't
too,
sign.
honey. Okay, go out front.
It goes
Nancy.
out.
All right, in my spare
No
time, I'll go
special
out front.
treatment. They're not with us no more.
I don't know how many of you got the actual flyer for this event. This was it. Sue and Linda Miller, mostly Linda Miller, put this together. What a wonderful job they did. Some of the people returned the flyers with their money. One in particular we noted that came back from Bill O'Sullivan. By Friday, January 26th, is the ZPA on board with this? Alcoholic beverage, is this a correct term in sub 22? JP status. But the worst part, and we didn't even show you, is where it says eggplant parmesan, Bill wanted chicken parmesan. And Sue says, Bill, we don't have chicken parmesan. They don't serve it at the place. He just said, I don't care. He said, I want chicken parmesan there. But we stuck to our guns and kept it. I heard a lot of stuff tonight. My wife leaned over to me a couple of times and says, who the hell are they talking about?
That's good.
That story in the beginning where we had met the governor and we were all interns and we're getting our scholarship money. I don't know if you remember it, Bill, but when we came into that room, the governor had just come out of cataract surgery, and it had, you know, they were leading him by the arm and all, and he came out and there was a whole group of us, we're facing the cameraman, and here was Governor Hughes like this backwards, and had to turn him around. And, you know, we were just young kids thinking, oh, we're going to go down and meet the governor, this big old great thing and all, and geez, it all fell down real quick. My career started out, as I told you, with Niswan and Clark back in '68. And I do have to thank those two people for teaching me that the worker himself is the most important thing you have, and that the dignity of that individual is the most important thing you can recognize. I have to thank Steve for that mostly, and I appreciate that, Steve, very much. That sentiment, I don't know if he's still here, but that sentiment was doubled over with when Gary Sondermeyer met me. It was a couple of times out of Scotch Road. I realized that here's another person who believes that to be the truth and live that type of a management position. I don't know if you remember, did anybody remember that Gary started the what were they called?
ER Challenge.
ER challenges, where you had to do skits. Joel Leon wrote a lot of neat skits for that and all that. But the first skit we had, we got John Jenks to dress up in a monkey outfit and a gorilla outfit. It cost about $100 to get the uniform, but we got it. And Gary was there. He was one of the first skits. We agreed we'd do it. We'd start off with ours. And Gary was there smiling and everything. He's listening to us talk and everything. And then the crowd, slowly but surely, people I would pick them up one by one, see the gorilla coming out of the woods. And people would be laughing. People would be looking around. What's everybody laughing at? And then finally, Gary caught a look at the gorilla, and he had this look on his face like, oh no, what did I get myself into? But it was all in good fun. Back in the old days in water resources, Rick, you remember the time that Don Diazo, I had to sign a letter I sent a letter up for Don Diazo's signature. Don Diazo was our assistant commissioner at the time, and I don't know what, Rick was one of the most professional people I know, but walked by the thing and couldn't resist, had Donald Yeso's signature, he wrote in Donald Duck. And this story goes together with the story about the general. The general was a stiff old man and a West Pointer and an old timer, a very old timer. I think he was on his third retirement when he was working for us. He pulled me in his office and he started to yell at me, or not yell at me, but to address me. And I started to say something, and he said, "Stand down." I said, "Stand down." It felt like I was on the Cane Mutiny. He was about to draw a sword. But in the end, he let it go.
Sorry, I wanted strawberry with stone.
Back in those days, Whipple, there was Brian Ianni, Eric, Josephine, Marianne, Obie. Everybody remember Obie? Rocky, Irene, everybody was back in that group. Then I went up to SRM and it just didn't work out with Lance. Then I came over to tech services and I ran into another type of manager, Mike Klein, somebody who was extremely dedicated to the environment and to his work and to professionalism. And I really was impressed with the way he ran his shop. And I found out shortly thereafter that in dealing with Phil O'Sullivan, I had the same thing. Two people that will live or die for this environment and for their job. And I really took a lot to heart with that, and it changed my mind about how to go to work each day. These people can definitely look themselves in the mirror in the morning and be happy. Out there, we ran into Sue, Andrea, Carrie, Fred, Bobby, Danny, Frank, Matula, Neil, and Johnny Jenks. It was all a great crew. It was fun to work with them.
It was fun out there.
It was fun out there. It was a really good time, and I enjoyed it. Then I came downtown where I met Tom Kai, took over for the position that he had over operating permits, and got to work with Richie and Johnny Reese, Kawar, Bob Manuel. And let me say one thing about Scott at this point. Kawar is not a state worker. He's a contractor who works for us, and he's just added so much to the program in terms of ideas, bringing them in from the outside, that he's made the program what it is today. I think quite a bit of it is through the Kawar. Then came the new boy down, Frank Stites. Trained under Lou Mikulovchik. He came in and together with Peg Gardner, Kipan, Frank Bashir, Bobby, and Joel Leon, we put together a team that was really interested in getting things done and seeing the program run properly. It was transformation before transformation was a word. And I really have to thank Frank Stites for most of the work at that time. He could take an idea and run with it and do a great job. Let's see what else. Air quality plant management upstairs. I don't deal with these people that much, but I've had an awful good time. You know, when I have dealt with you, it's been very friendly and amicable, and I've appreciated my work with you guys. The ISG was something that opened my eyes. They talked about what I did for the ISG, and the ISG did the same for me. Made me see where the rubber meets the road, that we can pass all the regulations we want, but if they can't be implemented, if they can't be made practical, that we eventually will price ourselves out of the job. And that's not what we want to do. We want to keep the environment going, and these people, particularly some of the people here tonight, really help me understand that. But there's work and there's life, and my life portion of it is a little bit different. Some of you people have entered into my life. You know I had tragedy during that period of certain period of my life, and I got to thank Weezy and Roseanne in the beginning for helping me bear through that terrible time, and the counseling services that Sue and Bobby and all have helped me with since that time, talking about things and dealing with it.
John, you'll still have to come once a week and we'll talk.
We'll talk. The psych office is terrible. But most especially, I really want to thank Becky Pacheski. Becky, when I go home at night, you know, I'm exhausted and I'm comforted by just her being there and by what she does for me in my life. So again, I thank her. This is our retirement.
Nice.
All right.
Finally, before I close, Justin, my grandson, who's here tonight, kept noting that the pictures that were coming through that were going to the slideshow in the beginning kept showing Jess, his sister, but none showed him. Justin, would you stand up? People, one and all, one of the things that many of the Hindi people have taught me is that the karma is real, and that the love you send out to me comes back to you, and what you're seeing between us all is just that. It's just how you treat me, I treat you, and it really, really works. I'm gonna miss you all. I love you all. Take care.